3 already.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a wonderful Thursday night, a special edition of our live stream. Not our usual, but we're going to get into the WWE Preview Special 2024 major announcement. There was already kind of a major announcement, which we're assuming might be one and the same, but the WWE coming to the Great White North. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the rumors. We're going to get into the news, and we're going to talk about some wrestling here tonight. Me and that pretty face are going to be here for the next little while. Make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Be a part of the fun, folks. Grab your snacks, your feel good, and let's go! Ding, ding, ding. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are back with a special edition for tonight. For those who usually tune in on Thursdays to get a little bit of Impact, a little bit of TNA, they are doing another best of show as they're kind of coasting into the new branding. So we decided to go live with the WWE special. That will be live. The faces you see below us are going to be involved in the special. We're going to talk about the announcement. We're going to talk about what's going on in the wrestling world. It's going to be a fun one. So make sure you get in that chat, say hello, be a part of the family, enjoy the fun. We got lots going on here at the channel. I will remind everyone out there, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, it seems like WWE Hunter, Tony, Nick Khan, and the TKO gang are very much starting to put the world back in world wrestling entertainment.
They're not messing around. We will definitely talk about that. And actually, I mean, I guess we can kind of go there right away. But for those who don't know, those who are just tuning in, we watch more live wrestling than anyone else out there. We will be back tomorrow, doubleheader. We got a huge New Year's Revolution, SmackDown, triple threat. Who will challenge Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble? It's going to be a fun one tomorrow. Plus, we have Rampage. We have Collision on the weekend. We got more coming your way, more pay-per-views, more specials. And with all these announcements, it's great for us because we're going to be here live covering all of it, or as much as we humanly possibly can. But the big news that came out today, my home and native land is being blessed.
I was going to say, we'll be here live. Now, the big question I have to ask you is, will you be here live or will you be there live, sir?
It's funny because I was talking about this a little bit earlier today, and you know, generally when a SmackDown comes to Toronto or something, I get a little bit tempted sometimes, but I like doing what we do. This is the first thing that's been like in my backyard that I'm like, oh, I don't know about missing this one. So we'll see. It's July. It's my birthday month. Maybe I'll go hang out in at Scotiabank for my birthday.
You'll be the live on air. You'll be doing the stream from your seat and everything.
Well, I have a good one, and yeah, live. I'll just do a GoPro.
Right, you'll be on air personality.
Right, we'll see. I mean, this is tempting. Big announcement. They're not only are they going to do Money in the Bank on the Saturday, they're going to do Heat Wave on the Sunday. They got the SmackDown on the Friday as well. And again, not a lot of weekends are like the Saturday Sunday combo with NXT WWE. So this is a nice touch where the Toronto fans, the Canadian fans are going to get spoiled with back-to-back pay-per-views Saturday, Sunday.
I was going to say, I think you'd kind of glossed over the actual announcement, just pulled up the graphic. But yeah, shit. Money in the Bank, the SmackDown Money in the Bank and NXT Heat Wave will all be from July 5th, 6th, and 7th in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Cheap McFoley Pop. Now that allegedly is the announcement that we all were wondering about. We were waiting about if Hunter is going to be involved with, if WWE is going to be involved with TNA or anything like that. Allegedly, that's the announcement. Now, that's not saying that that's factual and actual. They could have something else up their sleeve. Mm-hmm. But for anyone that's trying to watch this is on Peacock. It's not on USA or Fox or anything like that.
This is a Peacock special. Pause. But Nick, I mean, before this thing kicks off, because we got about 10 minutes or so, I'm looking at the calendar for 2024. as far as we go and out scheduling things out. And if you look right now, January, Rumble, Tropicana Field, Chamber, Perth, Australia, Mania, 2-night extravaganza, Philly. It's their 40th anniversary. It's going to be huge. Then they go to France. Then they go to Toronto. Then we don't know where SummerSlam is going to be yet. Then they go to Berlin for a bash. And then we get Survivor Series. Like 2024 is lined up to be ridiculous for the wrestling fan.
It's going to be bigger and better and bolder than what it was in 2023. And like I said, it is very much putting the world back in world wrestling entertainment.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you talk about them being the preeminent wrestling brand out there, is really hard to argue with what they're doing. They are filling, you can fill a stadium once a year, great for you, but they are doing it month after month after month. They're going to jam pack Scotiabank. Like it's a foregone conclusion. That's a sellout. If tickets went on sale right now, it'd be sold out by within a couple days. It is done. Like we talk about 60,000 people in Perth. We've talked about Philly. Tropicana Field is going to be sold out for Rumble. This is great for us. Great for the business. I mean, great.
It shows you the true wrestling boom that we've talked about, as we even see with the chat and everything, to where everybody's popping off here.
There you go.
That there's so much. You have AEW even going to Wembley, all of that. You have WWE doing so many international shows. Like we talked about, even in 2023, they did almost more international pay-per-views than they did domestic. So it really shows how big of a wrestling boom there is, to where they can go to a Puerto Rico, they can go to a Berlin and just sell out.
Yeah, and I think what excites me, we saw it this year in 2023. We're going to see it again in 2024. That when you go to Toronto, when you go to Australia, when you go to anywhere outside of the U.S., the fans are a little more rabid, a little more vocal, a little more into it, a little less spoiled, if you would, than the American-based audience. So I can't wait to see the energy of these shows.
That's why we love doing the Brunch with the Boys series that we do on the channel and everything like that, because we always know that it's an international show. And we talked about it even with our awards, how the Puerto Rico crowd alone pretty much made that one of the best pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah. And we got, February will bring Breakfast with the Boys, because we are up in the wee hours of the morning.
Wake and bake with the boys.
Wake and bake with the wrestling life. But we'll quickly say hello to some people. Black Frank White says the announcement will be a 3-day Mania. It's true. It's damn true. No, please don't. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to have to do it on Labor Day weekend. Like, you're going to have to find a holiday weekend to pull that one off.
Yeah, something.
Right.
It's going to turn into Woodstock even more. If it's going to be like a 5-day festival.
Right. Damien's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. As always, very interested about the announcement. Again, a lot of people have speculated the Money in the Bank in Toronto was the major announcement, but it seems surprising because it felt like they purposely put it out. So we'll find out. Ice cream bars, Canadian ice cream bars. Here we go.
Where are my ice cream bars?
Right, Juan. Good to see you. I hope it's NXT Japan or NXT Africa. It'd be dope. I mean, they have talked a lot about going international with NXT Nick. So NXT Europe, NXT South
TNA,
Asia,
NXT TNA.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Worlds collide.
Worlds collide. Now that's something we can talk about as well. Bonkers. Good to see. If Tripp says pay-per-view venue, then it's a rubbish announcement. I don't know about that. I mean, it's a big deal, at least for me. Maybe I'm biased.
Just a little bit.
Hi, Pat Paquette. How you doing?
Are you related to Renee?
Renee? Yeah. It's just the brother of Renee Paquette.
All right.
Good to see you, Anthony Dale. XWE Wrestling Pick Fed. Welcome. Jason's in the house. Carpenter's with us. Tyvon, Richard. I'm not going to say your name, but hello.
Yeah, no, I see him too. We got Lady B. We got Scott talking about some guy named Timbo, who should be also, I guess, in the chat that we might have missed. KCJ, what up? What's up, fellas? Love tuning into your live streams. Helps work fly by. I'm ready for this announcement. Let's go.
I love it. We appreciate that. We appreciate people being here, tuning in. The channel has started 2024 with a bang. We're heading towards our second birthday in a couple months, so we're still just getting started, folks. But if we can make your day go better, your work day go better, if we can make you smile just a little, we're doing our jobs.
Right. Easy bake. What up? I got my woo energy. It's not bad. Well, that's because the mushrooms haven't kicked in yet, sir.
I do want to address something really quick, and that's funny. But in Canada, we don't have Peacock. It is on the WWE network if you have it. And actually, it's not even advertised. Their usual programming, it's still scheduled as such. But I just got the graphic that said, up next, press con or the preview. And I'm like, thank God, because if not, I was going to be leaning on Nick the whole night.
I'm just really focused on the show.
So that is coming up here in about 5 minutes as I'm getting a replay of, Punk returning out Survivor Series.
I just get the constant coverage will begin shortly and elevator music. That's why I keep refreshing to make sure I didn't miss anything.
There you go. There you go. What's up, gamer? How you doing? There's no possible way that's the hyped up major announcement. Trips won't pull a TK. Please tell me he won't pull a TK. Well, I mean, again, if this was what he was hoping to tell everybody, like we've picked a place for Money in the Bank and then it got leaked. Yeah, I mean, is that the major announcement?
It didn't get leaked. They put it out.
That's what I thought. That's where I'm like, the people that said the major announcement they're advertising is this. Then why would they tell us now that they were going to tell us later? So I don't buy it.
Well, like Paul said, will there be an announcement for announcements? I think we got the announcement before the announcement.
Right? Maybe. We'll find out. But yeah. 3 minutes says Mike.
Oop. Corey's saying the announcement is WWE and Global Force Wrestling.
There you go.
Trey, what up? Ronnie, what up? JJ, what up? Absolutely. You got to take them vitamins. What?
Yeah, that's it.
Mike letting us know we got 3 minutes. Well, I got 2 minutes, sir. Before
did you say 3 minutes?
Did someone say 3 minutes?
Right.
This where you review, you take off the beard and you're Eric Bischoff now this whole time.
New Japan Battle of the Valley. We will be here live for that. That will be a fun one. Especially coming off the heels of Wrestle Kingdom last night, which we did not do. But from what I watched, all the reports, it was a really strong show. Lots of interesting things. Dolph Ziggler.
Puffs
is battling Mr. Finley, who is
I just want to I'm very happy for that. I'm very excited for that. I just want to ask, where were all these Dolph Ziggler fans before? Where were all of these Dolph Ziggler fans like a month, 2 months ago, when he was in NXT beating Braun Breaker and all that? Where were all the Ziggler fans then? What?
Yeah, and the Bleeding Hearts picked their battles, right? Like when he was being booked in the WWE, he sucked. They were over it. Then he gets released, and they're like, "We can't wait for him to wrestle again." You're like, "All right, folks, I see you. I see you.
I am excited for what he's about to do, and I think it's great. But at the same time, the outpour is a little bit like, well, where was this outpour when he was in WWE? Now he's out there saying it should have been me.
Right. So, I mean, again, him going over to Japan and getting some matches in, I think that's excellent. I think he'll put on a banger. I mean, you and I have said it a million times, dude. You put Dolph. That's why I thought AEW should go after Dolph hard, because you put Dolph in with a lot of this younger talent. He will make them shine. This should be a fun one.
Speaking of making things shine, shout out to Scott with the $2 super chat. I got an M about the Money in the Bank Toronto. What?
An email.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, are you Slim Shady? But I will give Dolph all the props in the world, because he recreated, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we had it over in the U.S. to where Mans got denied his parole, I believe, and hopped the fucking judges stand and everything, and Dolph did the exact same thing.
Right. Well, it's funny because that I did see that. I also thought it was really funny that he super kicked a zombie. Very important.
I don't get where that clip came from.
No, but I got the forever.
I have coverage will begin shortly. Now I have. All right.
I got together. So
I'll let you know when I get there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are syncing up We're going to play along with what they have going on. Keep the chat going. If you want to talk AEW, TNA, anything else, we're up for it too. We're going to be here for a little while. So let me know when you got together.
I got together right now. Come together right now on the stream.
On the stream. Our new predictions champion. Hello, Bradley. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
What up? What up? What up?
Mike's here. I'm here.
And here we go.
I love that. I hope it's not a Tony Khan announcement. Me too.
Would you consider what we've already gotten today a quote-unquote Tony Khan announcement?
No, I think it's a big fucking deal. I mean, maybe to the American audience, they're like, who cares? But like, if you were me this morning, I'm like, what? Like, right. Again, so beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's pretty major. I mean, it was a major announcement when they went to Perth. It was a major announcement when they decided to go to Berlin. Is it the major announcement we kind of want? Maybe not. But again, we're kind of, spoiled fans sometimes of like, give us all the things. Be greedy.
Well, speaking of being greedy, I think I can hear you a little bit, or at least what you're watching in the background. Yeah. I had to mute myself to make sure.
Reservations for who? So we're starting the show talking about The Rock. For those who cannot get access to this show, it is on Peacock or the WWE Network, depending on what part of the world you're in. We will keep you up to date on everything that's going on the show. I see 75 people hanging out with us right now. Thank you for being here. And don't forget, come back tomorrow and all week long, all weekend long. We literally go live 7 days a week, almost every week.
Yeah, absolutely. I can
still hear old champ.
And I can still hear you. Did you see the picture of Kevin Owens' son next to Kevin Owens? Looks like Braun Strowman. He looks like a goddamn giant.
Yeah, well, whose kid is that? Like, we're like,
oh, he looks like Kevin. He's just 7 foot tall compared to Kevin.
Did he like? Is his child from a past relationship with somebody from the WNBA? What? Where did this child come from? He's huge.
MD saying, imagine if the announcement is Wooings, the official
everybody.
Sponsor of Money in the Bank. Wooings.
Right.
As we're replaying right now the main event of Raw Day 1 with Seth Rollins going over Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Again, very interesting. Hammerstone taking on Josh Alexander. Holy shit. Hold my beer. That announcement came out. For those who don't know, Hammerstone, who is a free agent, will be at Hard to Kill. He was challenged by Josh Alexander. The challenge was accepted. And ding, ding. Let's get this one going.
Oh, absolutely. It again shows how Impact still manages to find just these little matchups that work perfectly. And who's to say he couldn't be the big signing that Scott D'Amore was talking about?
Yeah, maybe. I just wonder if it kind of feels like chronologically, as CM Punk is here. But yeah, I think chronologically they kind of had announced, a signing or whatever in mind, and then Hammerstone came around. So I wonder if we're the abundance of riches right now for Scott D'Amore.
Oh, absolutely. Mike's talking about Riddle. Scott dropping some emojis, some membership emojis, which again, by the way, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, the memberships, all of that. We have the Tiki Talkies, the merch store, everything for you. Pro wrestling needs. What?
All the things.
Everything. They're just interviewing Punk right now.
Yes. So we'll see if anything of note comes out of that.
Right. Boston said, I didn't know this was live. That's pretty cool. It shows you where WWE's at, that they can do something like this, and we're all paying attention to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really different. And I mean, again, your Thursday's kind of an empty spot, especially right now with, TNA or Impact doing, review shows as well. You don't have a whole lot of wrestling. They could have done this last night, but the fight they're getting into there. So this is a nice little spot. Like you said, people are paying attention. It seems they're making it significant. And I don't remember a preview special 23, 22, 21. So yeah, this is different. This is good.
This is the first that I've seen. To me, it's like almost like if you're an NFL, an NHL, an NBA fan or anything like that, when they do like the schedule release or anything like that, and they somehow like ESPN or ESPN Ocho has it on their network. This is kind of what this feels like it was supposed to be, but we're all captivated by it.
Yeah, it's like a season preview, right? Of like this, you start, I guess, like this is what we're doing. And like I said, most of their year, a lot of the WWE, like their main shows are already mapped out. So you have an opportunity to kind of look forward and say, hey, we got a lot of things coming and more to be announced, which is very interesting.
This is WWE Phase 4. We're just waiting. We're getting the announcements for Phase 5 right now.
Right.
CX, what up? Christopher saying, what's up with WWE? I'm at the casino losing money. Bet it all on black. Pause.
Don't be so serious. You might win. You might win. It's big.
There you go. As people are saying, shush, Punk is talking.
Right.
Kyle saying, what did you think of Deonna Purrazzo debuting in AEW, KJ and Nick?
I love it. I think it's great for AEW. I think it's beneficial for AEW. It's a nice little coup for her. She gets to be kind of, she ups that level. We talk about Deeb. We talk about her if they can get Britt Baker back. You need more talent in that division. All due respect to the Statlanders and the Willows and the Julia Harts, they're not quite at that level yet. So to bring in experienced talent that helps, it will help everybody shine.
Oh, 100%. You add more talent, like you said, into that women's division. Granted, I don't know if you exactly need to add more quote unquote talent to the roster because that fucking roster's stacked. Well,
talent being the
crowded is the better term to say.
It's keyword.
But 100%, you instantly have somebody that you can make a star in that division. That I even said it before we went live that you could put in that Britt Baker position, which I guess she's just pissed off because she's mad at the fans. I don't know, but I think you said this before we went live, and I found it very interesting. Did it overshadow Maria May, who was also supposed to be a big signing not too far long ago?
A little bit.
In-ring debut, and then you also have Deonna come out right afterwards.
Yeah, and then last night, my whole focus for the first Dynamite coverage of 2024 was as much positivity as I could possibly find. And the positive side of it is Deonna came out, and they didn't just shove her in. Like, she didn't just show up and pick a fight with, a Ring of Honor-ish talent or, a rookie talent. She is in the periphery of the world champion, where she should be. I did feel a little bad for Mariah May. I don't think the match, I think more people talked about her opponent than her, and then more people talked about Deonna Purrazzo than her. So it wasn't really the best situation for her to stand out as a talent.
Fair enough. But I think that's a little bit of the objective, I guess, with her, potentially. Granted, I think that there's some people, and we can talk about it either now or in a little bit if we want, there's other talent in AEW that I feel are storyline and creatively wise getting pushed to the side just because that's where they want to go with it and it's way more hindrance than this situation.
Yeah, I just think that, again, I think that sometimes Tony makes the mistake of everybody that's watching my shows knows knows the history of this person. So everybody watching knows what Mariah May did elsewhere. But I think you have to do, get her in the show and highlight her ability because she can really wrestle and she will be an asset to Tony and this women's division. You didn't really get that.
No, okay, that's really interesting that you went there with that because I thought you were going to go the other way. And I saw even our buddy, shout out to Anthony, who actually put out a very poignant tweet about when Deanna showed up and everybody popped and everybody reacted. But wait, I thought only like 10 people watched, Impact Wrestling or anything like that. I thought she wouldn't be somebody that was really known about or anything like that. 100% of, but wait, she's getting this big reaction. Now, granted, it was in New Jersey, it was in her hometown. But at the same time, you're talking about her overshadowing somebody because of the reaction she got.
Now, people are saying Punk just spilled the beans. So Punk will be there on Monday. What did he spill?
What did we miss? What did we talk? We talked too much.
So Cody wins in the Chamber. Well, I do believe that, yeah, Punk's winning the Rumble and Cody's winning the Chamber. That's kind of how I see it.
Are we going to get Larry on screen?
Oh, no.
I can hear you pretty clear, my guy.
That's okay. As long as the music doesn't play, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
And I got to try and hear him over you.
Well, I try. I mean, I could just sit here in silence if you'd like.
Well, I mean, then we'd be like other streamers.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Ascenders. And what time is the preview special? Right now. You're watching it right now.
You're in the time.
Right. The time is now. Yeah, so what did Punk spill the beans on, apparently?
Right. Shout out to Larry.
Larry's also somebody who doesn't have an NDA when it comes to this whole situation.
I was actually going to make I was going to say Larry apparently had signed an NDA.
he put in an NDA.
Right.
Big Dog saying, I see Orton winning the Rumble, Punk winning the Chamber, LA Knight versus AJ Styles, and Cody poofs like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, well, I think what you're missing with that, Big Dog, is right now Cody is, again, a lot of people picked him as male wrestler of the year. The fans are in love with him. The WWE universe loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he ain't going nowheres. He's one of your top, if not your top, babyface.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think it's just almost the nature of the beast. It feels like at this point when it comes to WWE, if you just hate the baby faces, like that's the cool thing to do now is just hate the baby face.
Yeah.
Like Cody's fucking talented. We all hated. There were people that hated Seth as a baby face until he got this edge going to get Punk.
I did.
And yeah, right. I didn't want to say names, but I just said things. I said people.
I'm so glad he dialed it back a little. So Punk saying, I don't know what
the last Rumble that he was in, which was on, the end of his days in WWE.
Really was.
Right.
The fact that Dwayne is in the main event of WrestleMania.
I feel so weird because I still call him that, like just because of that whole promo. Is anytime I talk about The Rock, because Dwayne. Alex and Julia in Stardom has disbanded Donna Del Mondo.
Yes,
that's not right.
Yeah, that was sorry. That was one of the big things that came out of yesterday was that, and again, a lot of talks about Julia moving on, about other companies having a lot of interest in her. She's got some things to finish up, but very possible that she's another free agent people will be talking about at some point.
They've been talking about her going to WWE for quite a bit now, I feel, at this point.
There you go. So 2 superstars revealed as entrants in the Royal Rumble match.
Well, one's Ilja and
the other one's Sasha.
For fuck's sake, it might be. Going by the pose.
It's Tiffany.
My heart beats still.
All right.
Yeah, 100% with that pose. That's Ilja. I mean, Christ, you look at our goddamn thumbnail. It's the same pose. It's the same picture.
Dude. I saw the Money in the Bank announcement with NXT Heatwave for Toronto in July on Twitter earlier. 100% Bradley. That has been circulating. The WWE did put that out. They're making a whole weekend up in the Great White North, coming up to my backyard to hang out for a weekend.
There you go. As Ascendant still isn't, I guess, understanding the term. Now, right now. Do it now. Yeah.
CX saying he likes the baby faces. So we just had Punk. A couple people said that Punk dropped the beans. If anybody wants to help us with that, we're all ears. But yeah, no, he just did like what you would expect. I'm hoping to have a big year. Blah 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 blah. Oh, we're talking about Toronto now.
First
Dude,
time
I love
ever.
the graphic. I love the fucking graphic of the Money in the Bank hanging off the tip of the CN Tower. I think that's a wicked graphic.
Not a home field advantage bias or anything like that at all.
Make them climb the fucking tower.
Bro, we've been on people. We've interviewed people who allegedly booked that. Like, we don't need to do that again.
Been there.
Been there, talked about that. Don't need to run that back.
Is that like Triple H isn't even going to be here? They're just going to say that Triple H made a tweet for the announcement? Or is there more to come?
I hope not, because then, like Boston said earlier, and I'm sure some people have thought, then that's a little. I have a major announcement. Pre-sale tickets are now going on sale for
Clarksville, Tennessee, NXT Vengeance Day. We will be here live that Sunday as well. February 4th, so not too long from now, a few weeks away. February 4th. Yeah, we got lots.
I was going to say, all this is doing right now, folks, is just letting you fill out your schedule. So when we'll be here live, so you can just be already queued up for the fucking stream, everything. You got to just take that time off, everything.
KJ, Money in the Bank in Toronto. Are you going? I'm torn, Victor. I don't know yet. Well, I'll let you know. We'll keep you posted as we go towards July. It's a little early. I don't know what my schedule looks like. I might actually be elsewhere at that time and not in Toronto, oddly enough, but we will talk.
Well, okay. Well, speaking of talking, let's talk to Thomas here, who became a member for 6 months. I guess you're fixing your technical setup here, but yes, Thomas became a member for 6 months, saying, "What's popping, KJ and Nick? Hope you are well."
We are well. Thomas, how are you doing? How you doing? I feel like it's been a minute, my guy. Hope you're doing well. One of the OGs.
Curtis, what up? I think we got a lot of OGs. Now we got OGs, triple OGs, double OGs, double, triple OGs.
Yeah, Thomas goes way back. I know I met Thomas before this channel existed. So
now we're getting a replay of NXT New Year's Evil.
Train carefully. Yeah, we want Punk in good health. You see him at the Performance Center. We want him in good shape. He looks a little buffer lately. We saw AJ Styles all jacked up. Randy's all jacked up. That's the thing for 2024 is everyone's getting jacked up.
Yeah, you're going to do it. I need to pump you up. Yeah, it's amazing. It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There you go. So we're getting the replay of New Year's Evil where KO showed up, helped Trick Williams win, and much to the chagrin of Carmelo Hayes. Now, Carmelo Hayes can screw Kevin on Friday.
But now, though, can we just say that the whole ending of New Year's Evil kind of fell flat the second it wasn't a world title match?
I don't think so. Like, I didn't feel that way. I know you did, but I mean,
I feel that way still.
You felt it was flat. I thought the match was good. Yeah, I wanted a title match, but shit happens. So, I mean, I wasn't going to let, the fact that I didn't quite get what I want spoil it. If they give us a shit match, I popped when KO showed up. The story between Carmelo and Trick, who are on the screen right now, by the way.
I was going to say, you mean when you showed up? People still say that it's you and KO have never been seen in the same place at the same time.
Facts. Wait till July.
That could happen. Right? You need to, if you go,
track that man down.
Need to get a picture with Kevin Owens.
Right.
And that will live in the Wrestling for Life Hall of Fame. Right. It'll be the Spider-Man meme to end all Spider-Man memes. You literally just have to do that Spider-Man meme pose with that man.
I don't disagree. It would be funny.
I will put that above the head of my bed.
Right. I will be on the cruise during the Royal Rumble. Is that the Jericho cruise, my friend? I think Scott goes to the Jericho cruise. I wonder if that's what that is this year.
Yeah. I mean, you do you, boo-boo. Just make sure you cover your drink. We
need a KOKJ pitched photo ASAP. Facts. So, yeah, Trick's still the number one contender for those who are wondering out there right now. We are rolling through the preview show. They are talking with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Very
Was there a
interesting
question
dynamic
though that
going
he
on.
was going to lose that match though? Seriously,
What's that?
I said, was there a question that he was going to lose
No.
that match? Right.
No, I mean, again, it was a supplemental match that they had to get in there, so it is what it is. But Waller's decent. The match was all right. The ending was cool for me. But yeah, I mean, was it what we wanted? No, it was a little disappointing for sure.
Well, it's weird because you had the whole Ridge thing that you and I obviously went at and everything with Ilja, and then now we still had the match set up, so he was going to compete, but then couldn't compete. It's just, it's all getting muddy watered here.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how much of it is been forced upon them, right? The same thing with Dragon Lee. Like, we wanted the Dragon Lee match. Dragon Lee can't get there. They bring in Carlito. Wasn't quite the guy we were hoping for, but I thought the match still went well. And actually, one of the first kind of clippable moments of 2024 is Wild getting fucking chucked through the air.
Oh, absolutely. That man went flying. I believe I can fly.
Whoa, pause. KJ has a schedule. When did this happen? I don't know what that means at all, but yeah, where everything's very scheduled and planned. Are you not here for all the shit I scheduled?
Right. Smooth operator.
I'll see if I can.
As we're bringing up Elimination Chamber in Perth right now, and could the announcement be, no matter what happens with the world title, the Universal, the Undisputed, whatever title, Roman Reigns will take on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at Elimination Chamber. Now, granted, I've got
speculation as Rhea Ripley here in the house. She might not be in her leather, but she definitely kept, the dark side around. Dun, dun, dun.
Do something strange for a little piece of change.
Apparently, I look like KO's cool uncle. All right. I'll accept that.
Someone's dating you a lot older.
Why? We'd be close.
It's the gray, respectfully.
He also has gray. I just don't bother fucking doing what he does. The next title defense is Hard to Kill or Rumble. The next title defense is Hard to Kill or Rumble. Oh, the next pay-per-view we cover. So what comes next? Yeah, Hard to Kill is next weekend. Next weekend, yes, Hard to Kill. Yeah, you will be defending your title at Hard to Kill. Every pay-per-view.
I like how everybody's getting that invested into it. Of like, we've had people that are like, I'm going to be a repeat champ. Okay, so I got to study and make sure I know I'm up to date on when I got to be here to defend my title.
I swear to God, I'm working on some assistance as far as tracking all the votes and tracking everything and making it a little.
I thought you were about to say you're about to go Tony Khan and add mid card and tag team titles.
We're adding a belt. We're gonna add more belts.
We're gonna add more belts.
Tag belts are coming. See Money in Boston are up.
Everybody gets a belt.
Right, everybody gets a belt. AAA knows what he's doing. He's doing this on purpose, trolling like he did last Monday. Cerebral Assassin is more than just a nickname, folks. He is methodical, and we've seen a lot of what he's done over the last little while here. It has gone off really well. Now, he's not batting 1,000, but I mean, even down to the Punk moment, right? Here comes the placard. Well, me and you sitting here, oh, good night, buddy. Had a good show. High five. Like Mussolini.
Snap hands.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, right. And then instantly just, Elizabeth.
So I give the man credit. A lot of what he's doing has worked well. And again, with this new endeavor backing, I mean, they're not missing a beat.
But so that's also, as we can talk about this now, as granted still, I think Mommy 100% is a superstar in professional wrestling. Yeah. Man, woman, he, she, they, them, whatever the fuck. She is one of the top people doing it right now in pro wrestling.
Yeah, and you know what? It was funny because I saw a thing today that pointed out that the WWE main roster is on the verge of 40 women contracted. Like, that is crazy, not counting the Tiffany's, the Roxy's that at some point, like, there's 40 women amongst the mix that they've really, like I said, Triple H wants depth. So he's adding tag teams. He's got her as, he's got Rhea and Io at the top of the divisions. I like what's happening with the women's division, and I like how much NXT and WWE have been highlighting them.
And they don't got to talk about it.
Exactly. Facts.
But you were talking about, I think we were halfway getting there. At least we'll talk about it now.
Rhea Ripley main event, Elimination Chamber.
That's why I was curious with everyone talking about Roman and Dwayne main eventing it and everything, because I feel like the show Elimination Chamber in Perth right now, they're making this whole big deal about it being in her backyard, everything like that. Does she not main event it? Is this not your coronation? Give Rhea her ultimate flowers, and she main events that.
Not if Rockin',
even if it's in an Elimination Chamber. I understand if it's not, if Dwayne's there, you're fucked. But
yeah, no, if it's Dwayne Roman, you're fucked. That's a tap out already. But yeah, I think so. I think she gets highlighted. If she's not the main event, she's the second last match of the night. And you give her a banger. You don't just don't give her Maxine. Don't give her
the chamber. Give her the chamber.
Let her defend her belt in the chamber.
I think there'll be a ton of spots to where she can do some really crazy shit in there. That'll be really cool spots.
Okay.
And she's not gonna, there'll be enough people, because right now you don't have one person built up that could take her on. You need a gaggle of people, a gang of people that try and team up against her, and she sits there and she's throwing off one woman as she's sitting there and rip-tying somebody else onto the
and that's kind of what and that's kind of what they tried with Crown Jewel, right? We put her in a fatal 5-way, was it? Where, again, one-on-one, she's so dominant. Now and then going into Mania, you're pushing the likes of a Nia Jax and some of the stronger, bigger, more impactful women to challenge her for that belt, which I do like as well. Like you said, Monday's like the big beefy lady division,
the Haas division. Respectfully,
I don't want to call it the Haas division.
I'll say it's the thick division. It's the thick vision. I don't know. I tried to make it work.
Right.
Speaking of trying to make things work, Big Dog out here with a $2 super chat saying the Big Dog is coming for his title. I won't believe you're coming for your title until you go back to the Big Dog, my guy.
Yeah. Your new name's too long to say.
Too many syllables.
And you keep your tongue to yourself, sir. Now,
pause. No, I don't want your tongue.
That's a pause.
Right.
Perth, Australia Arena is 60K capacity. I'm not sure Rhea main event unless it's her versus Becky. Okay. I don't know if we get Becky yet, but especially because Becky just got squashed by Nia, literally.
Well, and I guess that was a legit, she got busted open, but you can have that ain't even what I'm mad at. But the 60K is a lot of why people are saying maybe you get The Rock versus Roman there, because respect to Rhea, respect to everything going on in WWE.
Yeah, no.
That will blow the doors down to 60. You have to sit there and you'll have to have fucking video monitors on the outside to sit there and show the crowd. It'll be like the goddamn Leafs are in the cup or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they're talking about another big show at the Mercedes-Benz Arena this August, Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, do it. Give it to me. Yeah, I'm waiting for Gunther. It's going to be amazing. It's fantastic. Give me Dijak versus Gunther there.
Dijak versus Gunther, main event. We're calling it now. We're calling it now, folks.
Yeah.
Up next. Why are we going to commercial?
Why are we taking commercial breaks during this? We're a half hour in. We're taking a commercial break.
Well, I mean, in fairness, my commercial is Rhea Ripley. I don't know. What are you getting on the?
I'm getting Olympics.
Oh,
I'm getting America. Yeah. But so what I was going to talk about is obviously TNA Plus has gone live, or is about to go live. Which is under Endeavor, which is the parent company of TKO, WWE, UFC. So that's why everybody's like, there's gonna be a working relationship, and I still think there's gonna be one.
I think there has to be something, and I know a lot of people. I didn't even realize this till I think Anthony. I saw something he put out about now the Impact pay-per-view or the TNA pay-per-views are going to be premium live events. Like that's interesting as shit, right? Like,
who else uses the term premium live events?
Right. So we saw the rumors. Is it an NXT versus TNA? Is there some offshoot? Are we going to get, Trinity, kind of like Mickie James, like that working relationship? Very intriguing, very unknown. But Scott D'Amore did say the worlds collide, and I think we threw that out there before, and people just ran with it of like, oh wait, NXT, worlds collide, we can do this. I don't know.
I don't think it'll be that. I don't know what you think, but I don't think it'll be that. I think we get Trinity's probably in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
And I do think we get the tag team that everyone, at least I want, of Softcore Country, between Fallon Henley and Mickie James.
Okay. Interesting. Now, realistically, Mickie James can do that anytime she wants. I do not believe she's under contract to TNA.
I mean, I've been saying for the longest time that Mickie James cross over, but still, I think that there's going to be at least a back and forth working relationship between the two companies.
Absolutely. And I haven't seen, I would be shocked. Let me put it this way. If Mickie is not in the Royal Rumble, I'll be shocked. I fully expect Mickie to be in the Rumble, whether she's signed or not, just because.
Fair enough. Valid. Now, on a side note of talking about the Rumble, where do you see Jade Cargill? There's the video was going around as we're still in commercial break for some reason.
I told you how I feel about that.
In the dungeon and everything. So when do we see Jade Cargill? Does she debut at the Rumble? Does she debut number 30?
No. I hope they don't debut her 30, but I'm telling you, her debut is at the Rumble and she wins the Women's Royal Rumble.
So she shows up, what, like 27, 29?
26, 22, yeah, like in the 20s. But don't save her for the last one. I hate that shit. We've done that too many times. But
no, because I think you always is it just me, or I can ask everybody in the chat as we're ignoring them. So I know so many comments, but it is, to me, the number 30 spot, you always hold on to it of being it's going to be the big return or something like that, even if they don't win it, because that's why everybody, when the year it was Roman, after he already defended his title or challenged for the title and lost, and he was number 30, everybody was pissed. Pissed because of Blue Tista, Rey Mysterio coming out at that spot.
That was a recent thing. It wasn't always the case, right? Like you think about, even if you go back a little bit, AJ Styles came in at 3. That was a big deal. But even Cody coming in 30 last year. What's that?
But they didn't win.
Well, that's true too. Now that 30 spot winning is a pain in my ass. Like, to me, Cody Rhodes being 30 last year ruined the whole fucking thing. I was like, why did you do that? Because Cody could have shown up and been in it for a little bit, but he just walked in for a layup. And when the Rumble feels like a layup, it's not a good Rumble.
Well, and that's part of the Cody story that played into that, of he showed up at the last minute, like you said, for a layup, versus he was in there from whistle and then was working his way through it. Now, if it was a Jade and she shows up last minute and dumps some people out, be really interesting, I think.
Yeah, but I think the only person that will make me rethink my prediction is Sasha Banks. But I've said, for one of my bold statements for 2024 was that Jade was going to win the Rumble. I might be out to lunch, and y'all can tell me I am.
No, I don't think you're too far out with that. I think if you would have said that Sasha was going to win the Royal Rumble, I think that you would have been more out to lunch with that. I don't think that that's bad at all.
Well, I wonder if that's part of the pitch of like, listen, here's the money. I know you want more money, but you're going to win the Rumble. You're going to main event WrestleMania. Just shut up and take it.
I don't know. Anytime I look at Sasha Banks, I just hear in my head, so I see there is no pleasing you. But
yeah, no, like with Sasha, it's a funny one. Like I said, a lot of people over the last few days with the reports that she's definitely going to AEW. Reports came out today. No, she's not. Maybe she's not.
Well, then you've got people saying, oh, or they updated her roster profile thing on the website. So
very
they did the same thing right before Punk showed up.
Right. But I think people got to be realistic. And I talked about this on last night's stream, is that if the WWE makes her a contract offer and she goes to AEW because she felt like that wasn't enough, and she goes to AEW for more money, that's not by definition the WWE dropping the ball. It is literally them setting a limit to what they're willing to pay. And if somebody is willing to pay her elsewhere, Great for her, awesome for her. I hope that she does well. But that's not them losing the ball. That's them setting their fucking boundaries. And you got to understand, they have a hierarchy. And I don't think they feel like, I know some of the fans out there think that Sasha's way up here, but I think there's a large chunk of women ahead of her.
I was going to say, I refuse to comment because I am on record of not being a big Sasha fan personally. Right. So I'd rather say less than say more.
Well, if you give Sasha more than Charlotte, and then Rhea Ripley's contract comes up, what do you do with Rhea Ripley? You're going to have to give her more than both.
Again, no, this has become NBA, NFL, right? NHL. This is the fucking offseason right now is what this is in pro wrestling. We're hearing talks of Camille's going to NXT, Sasha's going to AEW, Hammerstone's going to Impact. This is 100% what that is. It's, such and such is a free agent, so they're signing with this team because, they were more worried about the money that they were getting versus the, team that they were joining. Or this one's taking a fucking pay cut because they'd rather join another team than take a fucking,
Toronto's going through that right now with our team, man. We got Willie Nylander lighting up the league with no contract. So they're, he's about to sign an $11.5 million contract, which in hockey is rich as fuck.
But that's insane to me, though, that this is right now happening in pro wrestling. And the fact that everyone's fucking playing deaf, dumb, and blind to this is astounding to me.
So one of the terms that is coming out of this show, Nick, sorry, on a side note.
Very good.
One of the terms that they kind of brought up there, they brought up before, the year of Punk. Not the summer of Punk, the year of Punk.
Well, and I mentioned before with everything with The Rock he said, we're just getting started, all of this. There's a long game here. I joked earlier saying we're getting the announcements for WWE Phase 4, and I really think we're kind of almost there. I feel we've got, the WWE Cinematic Universe lined up here.
Yeah, I mean, there really are. And again, it's phases, right? Like you said, it's that universe of, all right, we got to get through this phase and then who comes next. And there are names that because we get a little mono focused on the Punks and the Romans and the Rock, we still got Randy who if Randy's healthy, I want this man to have 2 more title runs before he retires. I want him to get those belts. And I don't even care if one of his title runs are one day. Win the belt on a fucking Saturday, lose it on a Monday.
What about
that guy?
Even then, we just got back AJ Styles.
AJ Styles in the mix, looking all swole.
Right.
Oh, the happy couple.
And I'm gonna shit bricks, by the way, on record, because now that we've got Bianca on screen, you called it earlier, just going by the pose that they showed in the silhouette. If that actually is Sasha Banks, I'm gonna have a heart attack live on screen.
I wonder if it's these two.
There's no goddamn way. That's it. I challenge anyone. Go and look at our thumbnail. That's the exact same pose, the exact same picture that Ilja's making. You can literally, it's like that in cardboard cutout game.
Right. Now, I will take a second to remind everybody we are watching the WWE preview special. We've had Punk, we had Rhea Ripley. Right now, we got Montez Ford and Bianca Belair on screen. We are going to follow this show as it goes along. We're going to shoot the shit about some wrestling. I see about 118-ish people hanging around here right now. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Be a part of the family. This is becoming the norm here, is triple digits, and we want to keep seeing it grow. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Right? So join us. Be a part of all the fun, and we got more coming your way. We will be back tomorrow for the doubleheader Friday.
I was going to say 100%. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. It's free. It costs you nothing, but 100% it gives you nothing but premium access to the best pro wrestling content on YouTube. And 100% it does nothing but help us out as well.
Absolutely.
As they're talking about, well, they've got a reality show coming up on Hulu and everything too as well.
Yes, they do. I want to see Belair go back to being a heel. I want NXT, the EST, the OG EST that we had in NXT. There's a whole bunch of, S's and T's and X's. But yeah, I wanted them to go back to that.
Well, I think she was kind of teetering there for a minute, and now I wonder if because there's been such prominent top women heels and everything that maybe she has to stay with that baby face because, or at least a baby face with an edge. Because now you've got Rhea, that's the clear cut heel on Raw. You've got Io, your clear cut heel on SmackDown, that's in a heel faction. So I think she has to align on the babyface side, but as long as she has that edge versus being that just cookie cutter babyface is the problem everybody had.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about it too often where no matter what was happening, very happy, very skippy, very twirly of the hair. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be very interesting to see where she goes with that. Zach says, if the announcement isn't big, can we put this in the same boat as Tony Khan's announcements? Yeah, I mean, we're becoming a very demanding fan base, are we not? But yeah, I mean, yeah, if we feel like
I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, again, if it's not we'll see. If it's not major, then I'll probably give him shit.
But also, though,
we hold everyone to the same standard.
Well, I was going to say, Tony's unfortunately set the bar. And also, I think it was out of WWE's mouth that it was a major announcement. No one created that narrative. So, yeah, it was, you set yourself up for the fall.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'd be really surprised if that is how this plays out.
Well, that's major to you. That announcement's major to you, not so much to me.
Well, yeah, and I mean, again, like I think it's a major announcement, but the fact that it came out earlier today, to me, would surprise me if then you come to the show empty-handed. Like if you're coming to the show with a tweet, then yeah, it's probably not good enough.
Yeah.
Nia versus Rhea at WrestleMania 40 and Rhea body. I like that. I like that thought, the visual, right? Run that back, right? The big body slam right in the middle of the ring, the Andre.
You mean like she's already done to like Luke Gallows and
Nia?
I was gonna say like fake Kane and everything. Like you're gonna sit there and do the Andre Hogan spot with Rhea and Nia after she's already done that with multiple men. What?
Right. Yeah, no, I'm in for it though. I think it's good. I like the visual. I like the idea, like everyone popping as she just
I mean, you could still do it. I mean, granted, what I would say, well, granted, it was in the same year, so damn it. I was gonna say it wouldn't be the best, body slam kind of Andre spot that we've seen in recent memory, because I remember a certain, Lash Legend body slamming the bejesus out of Otis.
Yeah, shit. You're not wrong. Triple H loves long-term storytelling, and Liv and Rhea have long-term. The pop for Liv when she comes back is going to be huge. I'm telling you guys.
Does she come out like the Dom entrance out of the fucking with the handcuffs and everything?
She should.
Pass it, don't cheap on the left hand side.
Just fucking smoke.
Whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop,
right?
Whoop. That's
I was just singing that. That's funny as shit. Right. But like, literally have smoke bellowing out of the entranceway, and then fucking
it's the LIV,
right? Yeah.
Live dog.
Did anyone else Ricky Starks working out with Dawkins? Yeah, I saw that clip at Natty's gym. Also the same gym that the clip from Jade came out. So yes, Ricky is as good as gone, guys, unless something drastically changes. And like Tony Khan at the end of last night's show comes out and says, you're going to see a lot of Daniel Garcia. I like Daniel Garcia. He's not the fucking answer to the problems. There's bigger, better out there. And Ricky Starks, I mean, if something doesn't change, I'm sure he's already got a lot of his bags packed and he's ready to go.
And I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. But no, I think AEW very much last night was hitting the reset button.
For what though? Like, because New Year?
Because New Year, no MJF. Like, they've been very much attached. Like, we've talked about it on stream multiple times of they've been almost dependent and reliant on MJF. And this was the first show that's in a non-MJF era that could also even, it's either setting up for him to come back as the Uber babyface. You thought I was gone. Don't call it.
He's 100% coming back after last night.
Wait, what?
he's 100% going to be back sooner than later based on Adam Cole last night.
Well, I said that's the possibility, or there's also that this is their way of, we're going to just move on past him and act like he wasn't there.
Again, you said like last night was a reset. I just don't know what they reset. They rewound a couple things, but it didn't feel like a reset of any kind. To me, it felt very empty. It felt very flat. Like there was, again, the private party returning to challenge.
Well, that's flat. I was more of, I said, to me, my two big highlights or talking points would be the Undisputed Kingdom, which I think that's the motive for why he turned on MJF is very one note kind of.
Yeah, we knew what exactly.
And are we not doing the same thing with Wardlow as we are with Luchasaurus, Lucha Kane, Kanosaurus, Killswitch?
Yep. Yeah, and I feel bad for Wardlow because I just think Wardlow needs a little bit better. But yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that you have an opportunity. Again, they have a lot of time to build towards Revolution. So last night did feel like a bit of a I'll go with you. It felt like a little bit of a reset, like a deep breath, if you will, like a little, all right, we give us a couple meaningless matches, kind of set up a couple things. Deonna comes out, big moment. There was good in there. It was just overall, it was just such a wonky show.
Well, oh, wow.
Look, you did this to me.
You did this to me.
Right. What else you got?
I'm waiting for the fucking time that Becky does like a GCW show or something at this point, because this woman has an infatuation.
Oh, Becky and Shinsuke.
Whoa. I was going to say Becky has an infatuation with cutting promos like a badass when she's all busted to shit open.
That's when to do it. Oh. Okay. Reminder to people, on Monday, we're getting Shinsuke and Cody. To the Rumble. There's your two. Shinsuke Nakamura and Becky Lynch. What was that?
Well, no, it's just one of those of I thought it was going to be something else. That's all. It's still not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
not bad.
I'm not expecting them to sell. Like, I don't really expect them to sell the farm tonight.
I just did like your typical IWC fan of I created a narrative in my own head, and when they didn't deliver it, I was upset that they didn't deliver the narrative I made up in my own mind.
So for those just tuning in, Shinsuke and Becky have just declared themselves for the Royal Rumble. Pretty good deal.
Oh, and again, it goes down to, like we've talked about with both Rumbles, actually, of these are the most, you don't know who the fuck's going to win Rumbles ever.
It's wide open. I mean, they could surprise us completely. Like, as much as we kind of have an idea in our head of what we expect, it doesn't have to get it. This preview is a flop. What did you want? What were you expecting? Like, what were we expecting? Like, fireworks?
Are you not entertained?
And Triple H standing there like, here's Sasha Banks, and here's,
you had Deontay up there that was saying if one of the, at least he said if one of the announcements is Sasha Banks, I'm going to scream.
I mean,
I made the joke of literally, I was halfway joking because I thought literally the fucking model that we used for Ilja was exactly what they used for the silhouette. I was joking with that. But yeah, no, it really fits with. That's how most of the Twitterverse is. Well, they didn't do what I wanted them to do, even though they never said they were going to do what I said what I thought they do. So boo-hoo, do.
If you watched an NFL preseason preview show, like, what are they doing there? Like, are you getting fireworks and fucking like, oh, we're gonna tackle some people at the desk?
Oklahoma drills.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, again, as far as like, this is exactly what I expected. So, is it great? No, it's just a fluffy this is all the cool shit we're gonna do this year.
Oh yeah, no, like I said earlier, I compared this to like a schedule release for any sort of league that we follow or anything like that. 100%. This is, you know, if you're a step below when you have like the UFC when they announce like 5 cards at a time and you've got all the fighters up there and they still talk shit. That's probably the best you could hope for this, and that's where you get, you know, who the fuck is that guy?
Right. And again, we expect Shinsuke in there. We expect Becky in there. No big, like, again, guys, if let's say Sasha does decide to come back, they're not going to waste it on this shit. Come on now.
Well, and you said it earlier, we're a needy fan base of sometimes just let the surprise play out instead of I need to know that the surprise is happening so I can be excited for the surprise.
People just like, we wanted all the things. And I say be greedy. Be greedy is one of my things.
Yeah, you coined that shit, so you have to own that.
Up next, Paul Heyman. I'm happy. That makes me fucking happy.
Speaking of greedy, we got Paul Heyman.
Right? IRS. Erwin R. Shyster was a funny character with the Repo Man. There you go. I remember in the was Survivor Series, and they had like the $1 Million Man, Repo Man, fucking IRS. All the peeps.
I'm just glad that we're done past, you know, to where every wrestler had to have a side job, had a secondary profession. I wrestle in the ring, but I'm also fucking closet, you know, security guard. I wrestle, but I'm also an NHL player. Like I race NASCAR, but I'm a wrestler. Thank you, Bob Holly.
All right. Spark plug, Bob Holly.
Yeah.
I'd like the announcement to be Bray Wyatt for the Hall of Fame. I like that, brother.
That's a good note that no one's talked about.
I like that. Or maybe, you know, again, I think that's a nice bet. We have no idea what it's going to be, right? And again, I think that I don't know. I found it funny, but at the end of the day, the gimmick battle royal, bring that back.
I just popped at the fact that you said brother, and I forgot the man's name was brother, so I thought she just went whole Hulk Hogan there for half a second. I like that, brother. Let me tell you something. Westview Mountains, I wanted Sasha versus Rock tonight. It's not fair.
Right? Yeah, like fucking special guest referee Ric Flair in the middle of the preview show. You know, no
Brought
rules.
to you by Wooings.
Yeah, this is what it is. It's a fluffy, silly show. It wasn't supposed to be. They're interviewing Punk. Are you going to have a good year, Punk? Yeah, I'm going to have a good year.
It's a calendar show for WWE.
Yeah, right.
It's a step above QVC. What the fuck did you want? But Jim Carney is saying, "What's up, fellas? Just getting off work. Shout out. I figured I would stop in a surprise. Well, you and 122 other guests decided to show up.
We're still trying to figure it out.
I love it. I love it. So 100%, if you haven't done so, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Trust me, it's only going to get busier and more fucking chaotic around here with Royal Rumble season now, with Money in the Bank out there in Toronto and everything. With all these international shows, we're going to get more brunches with the boys. We're going to have more, you know, random streams popping off here. So 100%.
Yeah, we're still working on the original stuff. We want to do some members only stuff. It's just busy times.
If only the wrestling would just fuck off for a minute.
If the wrestling would calm down for a minute.
Right.
Some other shit. But yeah, folks, if you're new here, we watch all the wrestling, like Nick said, all your weekly shows. We also tune in. We're going to do a Super Bowl party. I forgot to write that down. But we will be here.
I'm amazed we haven't mentioned anything about doing anything with the NHL yet. Respectfully.
Again, it's just a funny thing, and especially because
you don't trust I know shit about hockey. That's what it is.
No, it's I'm not invested in, like, usually I'm like, are we gonna watch wrestling or am I gonna watch 2 American teams win Mike Stanley Cup again?
No, we'll just pick a random Leafs game and I'll just have to, you know, so and so's got it in the back end.
Dude, we will have to throw that in there. But we also watch UFC and a bunch of other things. So make sure you join us every night, all night. Click that little bell so you know when we're going to pop up.
Where the wrestling fans
you never know.
You get your real life.
That's what he said. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly what he said. Sasha is going to do good in MLW. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, because she's not going there.
Yeah, no.
You think she's going to go there with Court Bauer, the most litigious fucking, I'm just a small town bird lawyer of pro wrestling.
Who is Butch's mystery partner tomorrow night, folks? I'm going to throw that out to you. What?
Tyler
You think it's Tyler Bate?
Tyler Bate.
I think it's Sheamus.
Really?
Sheamus been MIA. Ridge is down.
Bate been MIA.
What?
Tyler Bate been MIA.
Well, he's been in NXT. I mean, not necessarily MIA.
He disappears in a cloud of smoke there real quick.
Right? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And the triple threat match, man. I can't wait for this main event, folks. If you are here tonight, join us tomorrow. We will have the live reaction to AJ Styles, Randy Orton, LA Knight, all in one night, going after who's going to be the number one contender for Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble.
The week of actually the definition of premium live events continues this week because they've all been premium live and events with Monday Night Raw day one, NXT New Year's Evil, and now Friday Night SmackDown New Year's Revolution. I want to see if Heyman addresses The Rock here at all.
I hope so. It just like, oh, you know him, right?
Or do you save it till SmackDown?
Nah.
Roman does it.
No, just dribble a breadcrumb. Give us a Paul breadcrumb. He's infamous for it.
That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
I should be deposed.
You should be an attorney, and I should be deposed.
Why don't you two declare for the Rumble? It's a good question. I think because I'll be sitting on my ass watching it.
No, well, no. I mean, there's been some times if you just declare for something, does that make you involved in it or not involved in it?
Right.
Just because you declare.
I've decided to not declare this year for the Royal Rumble just in case they ask.
I declare, and I do declare that I've chosen number 30. Well, number 31 in the Royal Rumble. I've chosen number 31.
Right. Look at this man cutting a promo like a pro.
There.
No man on this planet can stop the momentum.
Or cut a promo like Paul Heyman.
Oh, none. Here's a question for everybody out there. Does Roman Reigns actually lose his title at Mania, or does he beat Hulk Hogan's record? I don't think there's any other options. There's one of the two things are going to happen in 2024. I'm curious what the fans think.
And what do you think?
I think he's got to lose it at Mania. I think he's got to. I don't give a fuck about this Hogan belt record.
I think we're doing more. We're getting biblical with this shit.
Yeah. Imagine Cody goes in, wins the chamber.
Who's to say he faces Cody at Mania? Who's to say he doesn't face Cody at SummerSlam? And
or what if it could be? It really could be a case of it's not Cody this year. It is The Rock. And it's Cody next year. We got to wait another year.
Again, we're going to take this shit to the Biblics.
Holy fuck. Again. That's it. That was the major announcement.
So the announcement was, I forgot this was an hour. So
yeah,
the announcement was
Toronto.
The shows in Toronto.
Yeah, it's
Filling in the 6 with my woe.
So yeah, that's a little flat, but I mean it came out earlier today.
That's a popcorn fart. Just call it what it is. Or actually, for you, it'd be a maple leaf fart.
Oh, it was huge though. Like I mean, for me, I that's I was pumped to read that this morning. So maybe for someone else, yeah, the American fan base is like, oh, that's shit. But if you live in these places that when they announce this shit, it's big, a big deal.
Oh, It is very valid, I guess, and that goes to your point about how us American fans have been spoiled. That's why if they do a show outside of it's like the first time Punk's wrestling in 10 years or whatever is when it gets a huge reaction. But the fact that they're still going, most of their shows again are international versus domestic, shows the global impact on pro wrestling right now.
Yeah. I completely agree. No, I completely agree. Again, I understand the fans wanted, huge things every time the TV turns on. This show was exactly what I expected. I was still hoping for a bit of a bigger announcement, and the fact that the announcement was just a tweet was a bit of overselling.
Is it the Tony Khan complex, though, of that you've sat there and had announcements you've had announcements for announcements before that we just always have fucking announcements, and you always anticipate that they're going to be the biggest thing. So now anytime anyone ever announces an announcement, if it's not the biggest, if it's not earth-shattering news, it's a failure.
I'll be honest. As of late, I thought most of the time that it comes out that Triple H has an announcement, I honestly think he's trolling Tony. I think he just does it for fun. Like I think he says it because the other guy keeps saying it, and he kind of
so he's one of those of he's playing into the theory that I just said.
Yeah, like I think he fucks with it. I would say that in the past he's been pretty spot on. Generally, introduce a new belt, introduce something else. Yeah, maybe this one feels a little flatter than those, and maybe a little overhyped. You get eyes on the preview show, which clearly worked, but yeah.
I was gonna say, because he said nothing. He did nothing. He said nothing.
He just
Triple Con says plus.
Right. That's so funny. Someone said I was KO's older brother. I'm less than a full year older than KO. Just for the record, we're like 8 months.
I'm still telling you. Now you've almost set it up of even at least in your area. So go to your local fucking Tim Hortons and get a goddamn picture with you and Kevin Owens.
I'm sure I can find 3 other lookalikes in that said Tim Hortons. Quick time.
That's how they build you out in Canada. That's just the default build,
right? So with a plaid shirt and an axe, we're good to go.
I was gonna say, if you load up like Madden 24 or 2K 23 or anything, like the default whenever you're over there in Canada just loads up you as default.
Right. So I completely agree with that. According to SRS, Triple H's big announcement is TK looked stupid in that hat. Yeah, I mean, I think he's trolling a little, and we've seen it before where he's kind of chuckled at things like that. This one was kind of billed as tune in for a major announcement. I think what fucks this one up is the internet, though, because even if it's not what exactly you wanted, if we hadn't heard anything about Money in the Bank today, nothing at all, and then, the 2 people hosting the show said, everyone, Triple H has, wants everyone to know, and then, a fucking graphic comes up, Money in the Bank will be in Toronto. That's a big fucking deal for the company. But I think because we heard about it all fucking day long,
Oh, absolutely. I've mentioned it before and again. To the internet, the cause and solution to all of wrestling's problems.
Right. Boom. But yeah, it's too funny. But yeah, the internet, it can definitely be funny. Again, it sets up these expectations. We talked earlier of like Shinsuke Nakamura announces for the Rumble, and you're like, I had already thought of someone else. Why is it that guy? But we like that guy. You like that guy.
I do, and it was a joke. Right there, played it out of literally the 7% portion of the internet wrestling community, to quote MJF, that makes up Twitter, will go with a narrative. Yeah. And if it's not the narrative that they want, that they've made up, even though there's nothing telling them that that's the narrative outside of what they've built themselves up into, they instantly don't like it.
Well, the best example of that for me in 2023 was the Cody Rhodes Brock Lesnar bull rope match that never happened.
Yeah.
That the internet fantasy booked and then shot all over them for not doing what they wanted. Like,
you don't know. You didn't do what I told you to do that you never heard me tell you to do.
Right? If anyone is curious, and we're not going to stick to it, so don't worry about it. But yeah, the TNA repack show or rewatch show is going on. It's an old the old 6-sided ring always makes me kind of chuckle. Awesome Kong giving shit to
I am.
Are you counting your age like Americans do? I don't know what that means. Or do you use the metric system? 1, 2, 3,
I was gonna say you try to make a joke in the back end.
I use the finger system. Pause.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little KJ,
Yeah.
4 little, 5 little, 6 little KJ.
Yeah. Me and Kevin Owens are literally like 9 months apart.
There's not. I know there's dog years and cat years and everything. There's not Canadian years versus American years or anything.
Ours go slower.
They drip like that maple syrup. But
Roman loses a Mania. Another heist of the century winner gets cashed in on. I still want Punk to get cashed in on because I love that idea. I think it's fucking amazing.
I don't think Damien's gonna have a successful cash in.
Oh, it breaks my heart. I like Damien.
I don't think it's gonna. I think that ship has sailed.
That
ship has left port. He cashes in? Damian Priest cashes in on CM Punk.
Yes,
or he cashes in the middle of Cody Rhodes, Roman 2.
No, I don't think he's going anywhere near Roman. I think he takes...
nothing there. So he cashes in the middle of Seth, CM Punk.
Yes, fucking do it. No, Punk wins, and then Damian steals it and runs away with it. And you tell me that Punk turning around.
So he's Goth Alberto Del Rio?
Well, he does the Seth. Well, Seth is the actual.
No, what you described was Alberto Del Rio because Alberto Del Rio did that on Punk.
Oh, and so did Randy Orton. Like this is the moment I want. When Bryan Daniel finally won that title, and then Randy Orton came out and stole it from him a couple minutes later, thanks to Triple H, and everybody went from woo-hoos to boo-hoos. That's kind of the moment I'm looking for. Is like the internet will lose its mind. Oh my God, Punk won! No, he didn't. Instantly fires Damian into the stratosphere of heelism, and then Punk's got to chase Damian. I like it. Let's go.
I don't know if he's like the fucking Apollo spacecraft. If he might fucking blow up on launch there. If you're trying to strap the rocket to him.
I got faith in.
And I'm not discrediting Damian, but I think if you strap that big of a rocket to him that fast and everything, you might blow up on launch here.
But I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I'm not that confident in the prediction. But
I don't know. Go back 10 seconds. You were pretty goddamn confident.
Everyone losing their mind. Oh my God, this is amazing. Punk did it. Punk main events of Mania. And I told you, it's like the Triple H fuck you moment. Again, like, all right, Punk, you're back. You get your Mania main event, but you're not leaving with the belt.
I don't know. I think Triple H's fuck you moment is right now. I'm going to let you, Cody, and I'm going to let you, Phil. I'm going to let you just sweat. You don't know what's happening. I'm going to just let you sweat.
So they know what's happening.
No. I think they just let them sweat. And you're going to see where you land up. And you're still going to probably end up where you should have been in the prime spots. But I'm going to just sit there and torture you with letting you sweat it out.
Fair enough. I disagree. The internet didn't fuck this one up. What was fucked up though? I don't get what Boston feels was fucked up.
Are you not entertained?
Would be making a major announcement to them. The fact that Money in the Bank is going to Toronto for the first time ever was a major announcement. That didn't happen. It kind of happened. It wasted my time. What else were you doing? You're hanging out with us, and this is never. This is never a waste of time, my friend. Listen, I get what you're saying, but I do understand both sides of the argument. I don't know how to feel about it, but yeah, was it, again, I didn't expect a whole lot of cool shit to happen on this show tonight. We weren't even going to cover it till yesterday, or the day before. So yeah, it is what it is.
Actually, we would have just been doing basically the same show. We just obliged to what specifically was on in the background.
Right. But no, I get it. That people want fucking home runs. Everybody's, paying to see home runs, dingers. Yeah, I expected Triple H to be on the show. We didn't get Triple H. That's a little disappointing.
I'm going to be the weird one and say I wasn't that disappointed with it. I think once it kind of got figured out that the announcement was already known about, I was just expecting this of we're going to talk about how much WWE is doing stuff internationally and so on and so forth, and really hype up the fact of how global WWE has become, even though we always talk about it being the biggest brand. Now we got receipts, motherfucker. Now we're doing shows in France. Now we're doing shows in Canada. Now we've done shows in Puerto Rico. We're regularly in Saudi Arabia. We're going to Berlin. They've got more stamps on their passport, than, your Hot Topic model has tattoos on her sleeve.
Yeah, and I think it was our buddy Corey that put it out. Like, if they're going to do something specifically on Peacock, it's not going to be the most ground. Like, they're not going to reintroduce something. They're going to do something super insane. Yeah, again, major announcements are dumb, and I think part of it is a troll job. And I do kind of get this argument of a major announcement should, all the fans, but I feel like that's just kind of a greedy American take on it.
Well, no, real quick, like what you were saying right there. If you're going to do it on Peacock, that's for a section of fans. If you're going to do a major announcement, it's in the middle of a Raw. It's in the middle of a SmackDown. It's where the most people are watching it.
Okay, I'm with you. There you go. You made my argument.
That's where you go with it. If you're going to do it on a Peacock, you're not expecting the biggest announcement. When have I fucking tuned into a Saudi show?
Yeah,
expecting that this is going to be groundbreaking. No, most of the time I expect the Saudi show's going to be a phoned-in show, and maybe I'll get something good out of it. Now, you're going to do your biggest announcement with your biggest audience.
Yeah. Now, I admit, again, I was hoping for something a little bit grandiose, but that's it. But like we said earlier, Rumble, Tropicana Field, Chamber, Perth, Australia, Mania, Philly, Backlash, France, Money in the Bank, Toronto, SummerSlam, to be determined, Bash in Berlin right behind it. Like, I mean, that's what this show was about, was saying, hey, guys, if you're wrestling fans, strap in, strap on. The next 12 months is going to be real fun around here.
Oh, absolutely. That's laying down the gauntlet to Tony Khan, I feel a little bit too as well, or to anybody respectfully of this is what we have lined up, and we're going to do a whole special letting you know what we have lined up.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And again, it's just for sound bites. It's just for clips. It's just, again, like you said, it's Peacock specific. If they wanted to touch all their fan base, they would have saved it for tomorrow night on SmackDown.
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
Going to get Sasha Banks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking.
Well, I was going to say, there's nothing saying that there couldn't be a huge announcement on there. And not to mention, I think we had The Rock on Monday Night Raw. I still am anticipating the response for Roman Reigns because we've had it put out there that Roman will be there. Yep. So
Roman will be there.
A response for Roman on SmackDown? I know he put the tweet out of just the laughing and crying emoji, all of that, but he's got to at least acknowledge it, pun intended.
Right. Is TNA Plus worth signing up for?
It's $1.
Yeah, and I mean, even they're going to tier it out with the new app, and again, you get all the pay-per-views except Slammiversary and Bound for Glory. Where's Anthony when I need him?
But no, yeah, fair enough. No, because I thought he was talking about the YouTube membership.
Oh, the YouTube, yeah, no,
it was $1. I know it's not, that TNA Plus is clearly not going to be more than $1, but I think you get the whole back catalog too.
You do. You get the TNA back catalog. They're tiering it. A lot of, like, I guess Netflix and a lot of places are tiering their fucking memberships now, like, which sucks. There's way too many of them, but yeah, I guess the basic is like you get the back library and their weekly show. If you pay the upgraded, the plus, then you get a bunch of their pay-per-views too.
Well, and oddly enough, it's so funny that now the streaming services have damn near become just their own modified version of the cable services. As I see Matt's tube of you, his comment, you want to announce something big. I'm not going to click on it, but
I like it.
That's hilarious, my guy.
The Tony Khan does it better than does what better than WWE? It definitely wears a frilly hat and glasses better than WWE. I'll give you that. I definitely fears for his life better. Yes.
That makes a mockery of his.
Yeah, man. Fair enough.
I'll just go straight to the fucking jugular with that shit.
Oh.
You can clip that and send that to your favorite AW fan.
Right, I'm being all funny and cute.
No, it's again, it's not even like to hell with AW. It's no, just be better, please. Like I know you and I have talked about this before. I think last night was at least hitting the reset button of it cut off ties from a lot of safety nets that they had used for a long time, like MJF is specifically. So now we're getting into nut up or shut up time with what AW really has. Sorry.
Fair enough. But you got to be careful because you can't really reset an unfinished story, right? Like that's a bit of the pickle they're in right now is you did a payoff at your pay-per-view that you can't pay off.
But did you finish it if he's gone? If he's legitimately gone? And I know that it's probably not that case at all, but I'm saying it's giving them that weird double edge of if he's really gone, you've just made a new thing.
Yeah, I didn't get the whole pulling him off the roster page. I think if it was legitimate,
we got to really go with this.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But the minute I heard Adam Cole say MJF is gone, he's never coming back, I'm like, oh, fuck, here he goes. He'll be back. We'll see you soon. The Stardom, yes, we talked about that. Again, it's like Julia's kind of closing up doors as she figures out her future. I think there will be a little bit of potential bidding war for her. Lots to talk about. What's her face from NWA? Camille. Lots of rumors about Camille being on a high priority list
in NXT, though, which I think is warranted.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think a lot of the athletes that come into WWE are going to have to go to NXT, whether they like it or not. No matter how good we think they are, they got to learn the system. They got to learn the way. The Drew McIntyres, the Andrades, the Adam Coles, they all had to go to NXT. And you got to figure your way out.
And even respectfully, I'll say this as respectfully as I can. WWE has been the longest program on television. So if there's a company that knows how to do pro wrestling on television, it's WWE. Damn sure ain't NWA. Damn sure ain't AW.
Right. I wish it was Shane McMahon. I still wanted Shane McMahon to be the double. Shane McMahon or Tony Khan. Tony Khan would have been a better payoff.
It was me, MJF. It was me all along.
But yeah, we watched that show last night. Maybe it was a bit of a reset. It's kind of like the first show after a pay-per-view now. And the one thing I did say to the fans last night is they have until March before their next pay-per-view. So they have a lot of time to kill here that they can't just jump into everything. There were flaws in the show, and I thought overall, I think I gave it a 6. I think the average rating for it was a 6. I saw some people online who were like, it was a 10, it was 11, it was 12. If you guys think those are fucking 10 out of 10 shows, I'm sorry, but like, what are you going to do when they actually do put on a good show? And I remember when they were doing 8, 9, 10 shows. Last night wasn't it. Like last night was a lot of fluff.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you take Deonna out of that, is that show still a 10?
It wasn't a 10 with Deonna. It was a 6 with Deonna.
Okay.
It was a 6 last night at best. Deonna is great. But what happened, like, again, she's going to do amazing things. Great signing. The opening segment was done really well until you fucked it up with the last segment because Adam Page comes storming through the door and wants to get a piece of the devil of Adam Cole. If he can't get Adam Cole, he wants Samoa Joe. The people that were responsible for putting him through the car, he wandered out and fought Swerve. So what he said in the back didn't match what he said in the front. And those are the inconsistencies where maybe some people aren't like me. They just overlook that shit because stuff happened. Oh, the guy who bled in the other guy's mouth are fighting again. Woo, that's enough. No, it's not enough.
He swerved when he fight. Yeah, he swerved when he fight.
The show was a 6, maybe a 7 if you're sentimental.
I like the Takeshita Darby match, and I think that's more of because Darby was the right opponent for a guy like Takeshita to where he could throw him from fucking pillar to post and take a licking and keep on ticking.
Except how irrelevant has Darby Allin become over the last 12 months?
How is
You beat him into fucking dirt. What?
I said, how irrelevant has a lot of that roster become respectfully?
Wow. And that's sort of like, I liked the Darby match. I just felt like it went on a little too, like, they beat, like, he's already dead. We joked about that last night of like, all right, you killed him. Like,
but see, I like that. And I like that it really built up to Kesha, which granted, though, much like how you said, even of, all right, cool. So they did this, but now how next week is it going to be 10 times different? Because next week's going to be the anniversary show back at Daly's Place.
It should be good.
All of that. I wasn't the biggest fan of the whole Adam Cole, Bebe, Undisputed Kingdom segment because Wardlow, we're doing that with Lucha Kane already. And like, boy, howdy, if you haven't turned Wardlow into a eunuch, goddammit, he's at least a unicorn. 100%. That you've taken everything hot off that man.
Yeah.
Now you're just a servant.
Well, and again, like, I think we try and give the credit where credit is due, but Wardlow's been down that road before. He was that guy in the Pinnacle. He was that guy already. He's been like the big heavy in a faction.
But you're setting up the babyface turn already. Like, that's why I'm saying they could be writing this to where we don't actually get MJF ever back, because you're setting up the big babyface turn, much like with Christian and Luchasaurus. It's the same angle. So I think they're writing this on, if MJF shows up, it's he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He shows up on, fucking Zamboni from the Islanders and fucking stomps a mud hole and Adam Cole and walks it dry.
Yep.
Versus if he also never shows up, now we've got another story that we can go with that just walks past him.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I gave them a lot of credit. Like, I thought, oh shit, what are you going to do with Adam Cole and this scenario to make it relevant when you have no MJF? But Jay White was the perfect answer. I thought Jay White and the Bullet Club, the Ass Boys coming out, I thought that was great. The only thing I would have changed was Adam Page should have came out there, not the Acclaimed.
I don't know. Even your screen disagreed with you.
Well, fuck me. What's happening?
I don't know. You turned into an anamorph there.
That was crazy.
But I think at least they did it because it's everybody that's been attacked by the whole devil group beforehand.
Which I gave them credit for, yes. I get
but
that.
Also, though, can we just all admit that this is 100% of how can we do Undisputed Era with not getting copyright sued? Shut up, bro. You want to get sued? And it's that with some NWO tinge to it.
I love AEW. I want AEW to do well, but I will not watch. Like, what I got from AEW last night was very disappointing coming out of the pay-per-view of a lot of nothing.
I want to watch AEW not water down WWE.
And I don't want to compliment it just because I got to make everyone's feelings feel good. If you don't want to, like, again, if you can't accept the fact that if you've watched 5 years of AEW and you tell me that's one of their 10 out of 10 shows, you're fucking high. That's simple. It's that simple, right? Like, you're fucking not on the same planet. That doesn't mean you're a shitty AEW fan. It can be a 7. It could be an 8. It could be a 6. Yeah, I'm fucking getting sucked away.
Oh, yeah.
But
who are you going to call?
I mean, neither here nor there. I mean, at the end of the day, AEW has some figuring out to do. I would argue that they got to find some momentum, some heat, some buzz, some things to be excited about. Deonna Purrazzo is great, but again, she's going to really help that company. She's not exactly going to move the needle to the fucking floor.
I will respectively say I think that there's a lot of future potential in the mid to lower card of AEW. I'm very concerned right now of the main card of AEW.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Swerve, which is great, but he's getting, like you said, he can't get away from past feuds. He was in there with Keith Lee. Now we've got Adam Page that's coming back out there. Where's a new feud for Swerve? Where's a Swerve versus Samoa Joe feud? Where's a Swerve versus, well, Christ, you can't do Adam Cole even. Swerve versus Wardlow feud.
Yeah. And again, it's not about what like I love all the wrestling. If everyone like you watch us cover the pay-per-views, when it's cooking, it's cooking. I got video clips of my man right there next to me losing his mind because Eddie Kingston won a fucking match. Like, we love it when it's clicking. Like, we're not like sitting here like this sucks, that sucks. It's not the point. And the same thing for the WWE stuff of, yeah, tonight was fluffy, but again, it was what I expected, so I'm not going to just kill it, right?
I am 35 years old. I am not going to give up any sort of my time to hate watch anything that I don't want to watch, respectfully. I'll just say that personally, if I'm watching here, I want it to be good. So I'm going to be critical, win, lose, or draw on what is good wrestling and what isn't.
Yeah, no, exactly. Dynamite got 800K. I saw that. NXT did 760. A little neck and neck. The one thing I would ask Tony Khan that he's really got to kind of work on some of his things is watching that. If you have 900,000 to start your show, don't end your show with 700,000. You got to ask yourself why that's happening.
Well, reverse.
NXT went up. NXT ended with more than they started with, right? And that's kind of what you want to see on your shows. He's got to figure out why everyone's bailing out. Now
yeah, because traditional booking, you book your actual main event as the main event. Tony Khan booking, you book your main event as the opening match.
Right. Why the hell was it necessary? Because Drew McIntyre had to reestablish himself. The Drew McIntyre that returned to WWE wasn't the same guy that left WWE. So I thought his stint in NXT was good, and it wasn't long, but it was good. He had some really solid matches. He was a champion, and so when you relaunch him into the main roster, a good chunk of your fan base knew who he was. That's why.
Oh, his run in NXT when he came back initially was fantastic. Like, that's 100% was needed, warranted. Like you said, it was just allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Drew. Oh, straight to
right. The only complaint, we kind of touched on this already. But honestly, as an AEW fan out there and all these diehards that want to say 10 out of 10, tell me one really, really good match that happened last night. That Takeshita Derby was what it was, but it wasn't a really good match. It was a really good squash. But what was a really good match last night? Garcia Swerve was good, but not really good. It wasn't a great match. It wasn't anything to remember. Queen Aminata and Maria was
it good because they just didn't have that much bullshit around it?
For what?
For the show.
Well, no, I mean, I just I didn't find any of it really exciting. Like, it was a very flat show. Nothing.
But was it at least not like dramatic? Like, they did not at least have like bullshits and caveats and everything else around it.
I think for me, I expect AEW to be the company that gives me that like really good match, that give me good matches. And I didn't think any
almost like Ring of Honor that they bought and have done fuck all with.
Right. Like what was it? Orange Cassidy and Yuta was pretty good. That was probably the match of the night. That tells you all you need to know about the rest of the show. Like the in-ring stuff, I think failed to deliver last night.
So after the first half hour, I couldn't watch.
Right. KJ is a what? A
lizard person.
Okay. I had to squint at what the fuck that was.
That's how you know the vitamins are good. Or maybe you're just truly a lizard person. You couldn't tell it. You couldn't recognize it.
I know there's a bunch of chat messages here, folks, but basically tonight was about getting on talking about the year that we have coming up.
Richard, I'm just clicking on everybody while you talk. So.
There you go. I really, really, really hope that AEW has an amazing 2024. We will be here live for all of it, so it might as well be good. Y'all really think we want to cover as much wrestling as we do if it sucks? TNA's cooking. I don't know if they're doing a Thursday show next week, but Hard to Kill is the relaunch of the rebranding. So maybe it'll be another recap show next week as well. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to talk to our buddy Ringsider Anthony. Shout out to him. I hope he's doing well, feeling good. And he wanted to be here tonight, but couldn't make it. But yeah, man, Money in the Bank coming to Toronto. That's
I was going to say, well, that's what everyone's asking. So everyone's asking about the announcement because I feel like they missed it. So as the honorary Torontarian, I don't even know if that's a term.
Trontonian.
Trontonian.
I had to think about it because nobody's. No, fuck that shit.
They play a trombone. But yes, so if you want to let Paul out here, I'm 35 years old.
Damn it. He looks 36 to me.
At least it's not 40. But do you want to let everyone know what was the premature announcementation for WWE here from Papa Paul here?
Yeah, essentially what we're looking at, folks, is Money in the Bank. And I guess a lot of people won't care about this, but if you're in my neck of the woods, you probably will. But Money in the Bank, Heat Wave, NXT Heat Wave, and a SmackDown were all coming to Toronto. July 6th is, I believe, the date. So you get the Friday, you get the Saturday Money in the Bank, you get the Sunday Heat Wave. So again, another international show for the WWE. This tour of force that is their pay-per-view schedule just continues to thicken up. So that was the big announcement.
I got shows in different area codes.
Area codes. All right. Speaking of shows in different area codes. Wait, JoJo said something. I got to say hi. Shout out JoJo and all the peeps over at the Fantasy Faction. Right. I'm sorry if that's the actual announcement. Happy for the show, but it's lame. Yeah, it's just a little underwhelming. I agree. I mean, it is what it is. It was what it was. He wasn't even there. Right.
Big Dog now, he's just changed it to Jesus. It's the beard guys. The beard always makes you guys look older. Nick's no exception, me either. And I'm 47.
There you go. And I'm substantially younger than 47. And that's it. It happens.
I'm the international man of mystery, but I've got shows in different area codes.
There you go. Paul, the fountain of youth. Happy belated Paul. But he looks 9 years younger.
Paul. I cave in my legs, Paul.
Right.
Vince won the fucking $1 million giveaway. Fell on him. How they had to write it off. And that's the first time you knew it was Paul.
There you go. You will be here, Curtis. Hopefully you spend some of your birthday weekend with us. We do the absolute, our crazy WrestleMania marathons. We're already starting to plan that and get ready for that. But we will be here for the Rumble. We will be here for Hard to Kill. And we'll be here for all your weekly shows and just about every other show we can get our hands on. Should be fun over the next 12 months. This is like our preview show now.
I was going to say, well, I didn't know we were the DMV asking for date, name, and age.
Yeah, we're like this turned into a fucking Bumble on fucking screen.
Whoa.
I'm 39. I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, right. Well, no, Dave out here said that was the big announcement. Canada. No offense, but seriously. Respect.
Fuck yeah. We're happy about it. All in love. Yes, we wanted more. Again, I do think that the fact that halfway through the day we already knew what was going to come is part of the problem. But even if Triple H was there and when ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Toronto. I do think it's the fan base sometimes sets up the expectations in the wrong fucking place.
But I do think it is also a statement about the state of pro wrestling. That there's literally 18 million possibilities that it could be. 100%. That literally every pro wrestling fan right now is on high alert for any sort of news right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think it was a bad announcement when you think of it. Nothing wrong with showing Toronto some love. Hey, it's got great wrestling history. We're diehard wrestling fans. Some of the best wrestlers you guys have ever seen are Canadian. A lot more than you think, actually. So don't forget that part of the whole equation. I admit, at the end of the day, again, I think right now, especially with a sensitive fan base, people get caught up in verbiage, right? So if it says major announcement, they want it to be fucking major. And this, again, to the company internally, major, and it's called a little bit of clickbait, guys.
But I think that's also because we've had major announcements that have had nothing for an announcement beforehand.
Well, the major moments don't come with an announcement. They just happen.
Right.
Right.
Life finds a way, to quote Jeff Goldblum there.
Right. I like that. Two woos don't make a yeet. All right, folks, we're going to make last call on the chat here tonight. We'll pack it in, call it a night. We're back at it tomorrow night. Doubleheader Friday. We got SmackDown, the New Year's Revolution. Going to be a crazy show. KO taking on Santos. The triple threat for the #1 contendership for Roman's title at Rumble. So that is great. Yeah, see, like I get Joe. The real side quick note, like we're hoping for the partnership, the TNA WWE. So the fan bases all get excited. Oh my God, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And then it doesn't happen. And they're like, oh, fuck, this sucks. Right? But we made it up.
Right. You make the narrative.
It's like sitting in your room and going like, man, I can't wait for fucking pizza when I get out of this room. I can't wait to have pizza tonight. And you walk out and your lady's got fucking spaghetti and you're like, fuck's sake, I thought we were having pizza. No,
I mean, I'm a fat ass Italian, so I'd be happy either way. But so I know for a fact I'm getting pizza when I walk out of here.
We got to be careful when we fantasy book in our head, but I get it. The TNA, I would have loved if it was like TNA and WWE are going to work together. To me, that's major, and we all would have popped and buzzed about it. This doesn't have a whole lot of buzz, so
why am I hiding on Peacock? Pause.
What's that?
With that announcement, I was saying, why am I hiding that on Peacock? Pause.
I think that's where you put something like that. You had the perfect point earlier of like, if it was bigger than that, then it probably would have been on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Of like, if it was going to be the Impact or TNA's WWE announcement, I'm not doing that on a Peacock show.
Fair enough. Valid. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough sell. I mean, again, I wasn't expecting a lot, so I'm good with that.
Well, Bashi, ooh. Yep, Canada has produced a lot of Hall of Fame wrestlers.
Some of the best ever.
Bashi, what up? Well, Kyle out here, I'm amazed you ignored his statement here of, as KJ says, be greedy, pause.
That's it. I'm kind of a victim of my own catchphrase at this point of like, I want to be greedy, but I want to be sensible. And yeah, tonight we weren't able to be that greedy. We didn't get to feast tonight. But take your time. It's
when the moon hits your eye like a pizza pie. That's amore. Well, because Bash is out here saying inflammatory comments, but yes, that's it. That's the major announcement off of the 2024 preview special was Money in the Bank, SmackDown, NXT Heatwave are all coming to, I want to say, Scotiabank. Am I wrong on the arena? But they're at least coming back to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. See, I'm Canadian by proxy.
And you know what? Scotiabank's a great place to go party, have a good time. They're very open and welcome. Us Canadians like to party. It's a very hard place to get booted out of. I mean, you enjoy those shows. And any Americans out there that want to come down to Toronto and check it out, it's a great place to be, a fun time. And it's right in that city core.
KJ's about to host his own watch party at the
everybody at his house. We're going to do this live. But what you guys should all take away from this show here tonight is the calendar for WWE is stacked. AEW's trying to find their groove and move the needle. TNA is about to relaunch. If you're a wrestling fan, 2024 should be one hell of a year. And we're going to be right there for all of it, folks. So as far as I'm concerned, that's all we got to say about that.
WWE is doing what we're about to do, and that's just take over the globe 100%. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talk about the wrestling, you better put that forward life with it.
See you on the flip side. Have a good night, folks. Come back tomorrow.